they're now called celebrations of life. They used to be called funerals because we used to grieve that the final enemy, death, hasn't been defeated yet. And maybe sometimes we need to get back to that concept, that death abounds because of our sin. And it doesn't mean Naomi's the one to be at fault, but it means when darkness strikes, when the hand of God comes in a heavy way, we're kind of to shut our mouths sometimes and say, Lord, have mercy. That's what I need to see. Naomi realizes that. Naomi realizes that she's going back to her homeland. She was ready to quit. A great heaviness of God's providence had been on to her. But as you read the story of Ruth, you see a change in Naomi. As Ruth meets Boaz, you see this great change. And the Spirit of God, little by little, starts lifting Naomi up. And the next thing you know, it's almost as though Naomi's playing matchmaker. The Lord's brought life back to her, and she sees Ruth has met Boaz, and she knows Boaz is that kinsman redeemer who, if there's any hope, if he meets Ruth and draws her into his fold, Boaz is the man we're kind of hoping for. She knows who her source is, and she's persevering. She knows there's something about the Spirit of God and the fact that Boaz is there, and the kinsman redeemer, she knows by the Spirit of God in her, that's kind of pointing to something in the future. And so Naomi is not having a perpetual pity party. She finishes with the mourning. She now starts thinking more about her daughter-in-law who came with her. She's not just wrapped up in herself. You see that? She's persevering as moms are called to do. She's persevering, church, as the church is called to help moms persevere, as we're called to persevere. Not as soon as the thunder cracks, I take my ball and go home. No, the thunder cracks, we need to gather around one another with Christ in our midst and say, how are we going to overcome the storm? That's the church family. That's the church family. And Naomi starts pouring into Ruth, giving her advice to the younger generation, a giver of self. She's not grumbling. If you're in Ruth, look at 2:20. When Naomi knows Boaz is on the scene, look at chapter 2, verse 20. Naomi said unto her daughter-in-law, Blessed be he of the Lord who hath not left off his kindness. Blessed be he of the Lord who hath not left off his kindness to the living and to the dead. And Naomi said unto her, the man is near of kin unto us, one of our next kinsmen. See, Naomi had heard about Boaz being there. She knew the possibilities. She knew the practical blessings. She knew the spiritual blessings. Because with Boaz was to redeem the family. That's the form